Hi, my name is Maria Hernandez, and I am doing a video on gentrification in the Heights. So, generally, gentrification increases the property values of all surrounding areas while also increasing police foot patrol and decreasing crime. It also forces lower class citizens that barely scrape by to move from their homes due to an increase in rent. In many cases, in Manhattan, renewal projects, for example, we see a kind of voluntary gentrification. In these cases, the project is defined in a way so that the current residents could not or would not stay. In reality, in these projects, we do not solve the problem. We just move it around from one neighborhood to another. In my opinion, the question of creating a social mix and avoiding gentrification is a complex issue concerning market politics, urbanism, and society. And we cannot reach to be comprehensive about these solutions because we don't even have a start in
So how do you
multidisciplinary
feel about the rent in
approaches.
New York City?
Can I go first?
Yeah, sure. I think the rent increase in New York City is due to gentrification. As you can see, there's a big Starbucks corporation that used to not be here. The rent increase, so buildings like this have had immense rent increases. So it's really hard to live out here in Manhattan anymore.
Yeah.
Well, I don't really know the cause why they keep increasing it so much, but I just don't think it's fair. Because at this point, it's like they're super high expensive for no reason. They give you I mean, I wouldn't say bad service, but not everything is like in top conditions. This building being used for decades already. There's no parking, so it's like there's almost no amenities, but the price is still high for no reason. Only because it's like New York City, I guess, and it's overpopulated. But I don't think it's worth this problem.
It's outrageous out here, I would
Yeah.
say too.
I agree.
Gentrification is definitely real. I experienced it myself in my previous neighborhood in Washington Heights, where it's like a majority Dominican populated. It's the second most populated with Dominicans outside the country's capital. And you'll find little bits of culture everywhere you go. It's a Hispanic neighborhood, but it's become very difficult for us to find like adequate housing. Where even with my own mother, she was desperately looking for a new place to live because she's been living in a very inadequate home, a very tiny New York City apartment. And the only kind of like available units she could find were priced over 2K and up, and that's like in a historically low income Hispanic neighborhood in uptown New York City. So now it's become more desirable with the influx of wealthier people, mostly white, mostly students as well. A lot of like nearby homes or like apartments have become available for like students, like Parsons or Pratt, like schools like that need that kind of like bring a lot of like out of state people. So for instance, what's happening is that now they're having us Hispanic and Black folk move more uptown into the Bronx areas. So my mom actually did have to move into the Bronx, and my dad, who was like very accustomed to the culture, who has difficulties kind of like orienting himself in a new space, actually still travels back to the Washington Heights because but that's like an extra okay, that's something extra that shouldn't have happened. You shouldn't have to be displaced from your culture, from your roots, from your people, from what you feel comfortable with. So that's kind of like my account.